Hey, peace and Islam family. I'm gonna try and get through this video without too many interruptions. I've been having people blowing me up all day, but I've been having a lot of people asking about getting jobs with their nationality cards and things of that sort. Having issues with maybe employers accepting it or wondering that, and giving me these questions when a lot of all of this has already been established. But this video is exclusive for my Facebook fans in the Missouri City University page. So most people already have a nationality card who will be seeing this video. 90% of y'all already got it done. So if you haven't really got with me or finished the status correction outline that I basically have set up, you may need a little bit more instruction, but the people that have been through that outline will pretty much have everything I'm talking about right now already set up in place. But on the list, there are three different lists of acceptable documents, A, B, and C, and it's just by being able to read what's there in the context that it's in the legal context, understand what it's saying, and be able to provide your documents that you already have set up, if you have them set up. Um, yeah. This is my corrective voter registration card and my nationality card. Also have my consorts, but um, this is one of the first things I suggest people do when correcting your status is go get your voter registration card corrected. And if you got the full package from me already, you have the document already needed. It's an affidavit that goes along with the application that basically just qualifies your citizenship status on that document. So when they issue it, by them issuing it in your free national name, they acknowledge, basically all the terms. They're agreeing to the terms that you put forth, stating things like you're not a corporate municipal citizen, things that we don't wish to be a part of, and that we are not U.S. citizens um, in that municipal sense. We're only citizens of the state that we were born in, and uh, we're Moorish American citizens in the sense that the Prophet Noble Drew Ali said that we are American citizens. So with these two basic forms of ID, I can pretty much show you just from those two alone that we have everything we need. But I'm gonna get a little bit deep into it so everybody understands it the way I do. I don't even go by list A. I skip right over it, go to list B. Um, as you can see, number 4, voter registration card. But under number 2, I think people don't really read it quite as in depth and don't catch it. But it says ID card issued by federal, state, or local government agencies or entities, provided it contains a photograph of information such as name, date, birth, gender, height, eye color, address. Those simple things. But the most important word in there is the second or, because it starts off with ID cards issued by federal, state, or local government agencies. And the first or basically including the federal and state. And in a sense, you could say our nationality cards are federally issued because they're issued through the Moorish American National Affairs, which I'm going to get into in a little bit and break down how that is federal. But it's basically through treaty relation. But after the second or, when it says or entities can be any entity. It doesn't have to be necessarily a federal, state, or local government. It just says an entity. So, like in example number 3, it says a school ID with a photograph. That a school qualifies as an entity, so any entity issuing an ID card that shows a photograph or information such as name, date, birthday, height, eye color, address will qualify. I mean, so if you need two of these, if you have your voter registration and your nationality card, you already have it knocked out. And over on list C, they have a few things that if you've been through the outline we put out, then you have your birth certificate authenticated, which would qualify as number 4 on there. An original or certified copy of birth issued by the state, municipality, authority of the United States, bearing an official seal. And the authentication has seals from every agency all the way up. And if you've done like we suggest and claim it, you will have your adverse claim for your citizenship status attached to that document. And then I'd say go down to number 5, Native American tribal document. Technically, we could classify our nationality cards as a Native American tribal document, or there are other documents that you can use. Maybe your name correction, judicial proclamation that people send out to the different agencies, or maybe even just an affidavit of nationality and name change. Because they are not documents issued by the United States. They're foreign documents. So they could also qualify in that matter. Now, what is federal? Because I said earlier, basically, federal is people that have treaty relations. So, as us being Moorish Americans, and the two flags, we're showing our international diplomacy on our nationality card, showing that it's federal. Have here, just in a definition, in constitutional law, a term commonly used to express a league or compact between two or more states. So, the state of Morocco and the state of the United States. They have an old thing called the Treaty of Peace and Friendship, which is globally accepted right now as to be the longest standing treaty pretty much on the planet. So I would say that, our nationality cards are federal, and they don't have the authority to issue anything from outside of the government anyway. So since we're already in treaty with them, they have to accept them. Now, you may bump into a few dickheads that don't want to and try and give you some issues, but for the most part, just the way our nationality cards are set up, and a lot of you that already have them know the real details into it already, so I'm not going to go into that in this video, but I may go back for people that are beginners or who just haven't been following me as long and don't know how in-depth and thorough that we went in on law and nationality before even releasing these to the public. And they've been in the public over a year and a half, maybe 2 years now. But yeah, I just want to share that definition of federal really quick before I go on a little bit further. This is the actual website where they give you the list, the uscis.gov. They have voter registration card highlighted, but we can see it again. They're saying any ID issued by federal, state, or local government agencies or entities. That or entities right there alone. Any entity we have. So if you have a local school where you're at and y'all issue out ID cards to your students, it could be accepted for a job. It's on the list. Now, I don't want to make this too long, so I'm going to end this one right now, just as part one, and I'm going to get into part two a little bit later on. Peace and love, family.